China-made cars, especially electric vehicles, are gaining popularity overseas. In the first 10 months of 2022, China exported 2.6 million cars, exceeding the total in 2021. China has replaced Germany as the world's second-largest car exporter. BYD is one of the protagonists of Chinese cars going overseas market. When the huge demand for sea transportation could not be met, BYD directly spent money to build ships and set up its own transportation fleet. At the same time, it also bought 8 freighters with a lot of money. At the financial report meeting for the third quarter of 2022, Tesla CEO Musk also complained, saying that currently every quarter's delivery is affected by insufficient transportation, not enough ships, and not enough trains. As we all know, the common modes of transportation for car export include ocean-going RORO ship, container ship, railroad transportation, and car transportation, while RORO ship is the most dominant one. The world's largest shipping news service organization Tradewinds reported that BYD and China Merchants Industry signed an order for 4 dual-fuel vehicle RORO ships with a capacity of 9,400 parking spaces. The total price of the order is around $400 million and deliveries are expected to begin in 2025. This dual-fuel car RORO ship has the largest loading capacity among similar ships in the world. The previous record was held by the Aurora-class RORO ship of Norway's Lenor Shipping Lines, with a loading capacity of 9,100 parking spaces. In addition, in October 2022, BYD ordered 8 7,700 space RORO ships at a shipyard in Shandong at a cost of nearly 5 billion yuan. So, why did BYD spend so much money to build a sea fleet? Can BYD earn back the billions spending on ships? At present, besides BYD, are there any other car companies in China that build their own fleets? Why did China's car exports suddenly become so high? Hi! Welcome to Auto Age. Before we started today's video, please subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Okay, let's get started. In fact, BYD is not the first Chinese car company to build its own fleet. SAIC also has its own fleet. In January this year, SAIC ordered 2 7,600 space RORO ships. In November, it issued an international bidding announcement, planning to build 7 8,900 space multi-fuel car carriers, which will be delivered in batches in 2025 and 2026. The overseas export business of BYD and SAIC is very hot. In November, BYD Auto exported 12,318 passenger cars, and the cumulative export from January to November was 44,596. SAIC Motor has exported a total of 697,000 vehicles in 2021, and this year's target is 800,000 vehicles. In fact, in China, in addition to BYD and SAIC, Chery and NIO are also planning to order transport ships. Among the multinational car companies, Toyota Motor has its own shipping company Toyo Fuji Shipping, Hyundai Group has a logistics company Hyundai Glovis, and Nissan Motor has not only its own car transport company NMCC, but also its own terminal. Today, Chinese car companies place orders for RORO ships. In addition to the shortage of shipping capacity caused by the surge in export demand, another main reason is that the cost of shipping, like the cost of batteries, has been rising. According to data, as of the end of November this year, the one-year daily rent of a car RORO ship with 6,500 parking spaces was as high as $105,000, more than 10 times that of 2020, and a record high. In 2008, the figure was only $52,500. Besides, it is expected that the daily rent is expected to rise to $120,000 to $150,000 in the future. Car companies order their own RORO ships, which can avoid the risk of supply chain interruption. At the same time, compared with the high rent, the billions of shipbuilding costs are not so much. Moreover, today's shortage of ships means that some ships that are nearly 30 years old have not been scrapped and are still operating, increasing the risk of accidents, and if a ship transporting electric vehicles catches fire, it will be more difficult to extinguish the fire. However, there are also different opinions that it is not wise for car companies to spend huge sums of money to order RoRo ships. Because these ships will not be delivered until 3 years at the earliest, and the demand for cars may already exceed demand by then. When the supply chain bottleneck problem is solved, the transportation cost will also drop. Although in the China's market, in addition to BYD, there are other automakers including SAIC that also have transport fleets. However, if the 8 ships purchased by BYD are successfully delivered on schedule, BYD will become the largest automobile manufacturer in China with the largest sea fleet. So, why did BYD spend so much money to build a sea fleet? Can BYD earn back the billions spending on ships? First of all, BYD is very serious in buying ships this time, which is not only reflected in the huge investment, but also reflected in the fact that BYD does not stop at the buying link. BYD has set up a special team to make continuous efforts in the shipbuilding and shipping links. This really confirms the former BYD CEO Wang Chuanfu's words to ensure the stability of the global supply chain. In the future, BYD is likely to directly start from the manufacturing side to stabilize the supply chain. Secondly, the type of ship purchased this time is a dual-fuel ship. The dual-fuel ship can switch flexible and changeable power modes according to different usage scenarios, and in a true sense realizes high endurance and low-cost value transportation. To put it simply, if the fuel storage tank of a transport ship is regarded as a whole battery, then the energy density of a dual-fuel ship should be significantly optimized compared with that of a traditional LNG-powered ship. More importantly, behind the investment of more than 4 billion yuan, it further reflects the current desire of Chinese domestic auto companies to go overseas market. Beginning in 2021, the export data of Chinese automobiles will increase significantly. Perhaps because of the improvement of the epidemic situation, the car carrier market at home and abroad has obviously rejuvenated. According to official data, China's auto exports exceeded the 2 million mark in 2021, reaching 2,015 million units, a year-on-year increase of 100%, which is the first time that the number of domestic Chinese auto exports has reached such a staggering level. Therefore, many Chinese automobile factories have begun to pay attention to domestic and foreign transportation problems and the reasons for the congestion of surrounding ports. If these problems are not improved or solved well, then there will be a certain period of time in the future, and the export road of Chinese cars will be extremely blocked. In addition to BYD, SAIC, as the largest automaker in China, has also started planning. As of the end of 2021, SAIC has operated a total of 31 car carriers through its logistics companies. Not only that, SAIC has also ordered 2 7,600 space dual-fuel vehicles and 3 7,800 space dual-fuel vehicles at Jiangnan Shipbuilding, which have been used for vehicle transportation activities. These 5 ships will be successfully delivered and put into use around 2025. At present, there are about 700 car carriers in normal use around the world, but this number still cannot meet the growing market demand. Not only that, the introduction of new environmental protection regulations has also affected the scrapping rate of old ships in many shipping fleets. Therefore, it is necessary not only to meet the corresponding environmental protection emission requirements, but also to be able to respond to market demand as best as possible. Therefore, automakers around the world are trying to use their own transportation mechanisms to face possible challenges in the future. Okay, that's all for today. See you.